and he's sort of flying at her, his sword drawn. He's ready to cut her down when suddenly...
Hi, I'm Claire, and welcome back to episode 3 of Let's Build Wingtorn. Let's get back into it.
Let's learn a little bit more about this best friend who is abducted, so we can get a sense of who they are. Yes. We're gonna bring our agent cards back out onto the board. So, this best friend is, oh geez, another horror card. Okay, so the 4 prompts we have here are a clown, a carnival worker, a boogeyman, a slasher. Don't think that quite fits what we're going for here. A slasher maybe. We do know that they are also a hunter, but let's draw a different card. Ooh, okay. We have, for our suggestions here, we have a villain, a tyrant, a kingpin, or a scoundrel. Ooh. Scoundrel most fits. What makes them a scoundrel, right? I'm gonna draw yet another card. Maybe things will become a little bit more clear. Ooh, oh, we got some very dark cards going on here. We have a cultist, a thrall, a villager, an initiate. How about this? The best friend is a hunter. Makes sense. They were out on a hunt together when this person was abducted. But I think maybe they have certain supernatural beliefs that our middle sister does not necessarily share. And I haven't really established a lot of religion or cult-like societies. In this time period, there are no cults that I am aware of that I have created yet. But I think it would make sense maybe this particular best friend is superstitious and they have particular beliefs about the area that they live in. I will use initiate to describe them for now, and maybe given the right motivation and resources and time frame, they could start something, but they are abducted. Let's use our aspect cards to learn a little bit more about them. Ooh, we have unregistered, unbreakable, seditious, oppressed. Oppressed is kind of jumping out at me. I think they feel oppressed, right? I think they have specific beliefs that maybe not everybody else in the clan shares, and maybe they have found friendship with our middleest sister because she is probably accepting of them, and they're both hunters, so they are, you know, they have to work together to survive. So I think that this person feels oppressed, and maybe they're chatty. That's what's jumping out at me too. Maybe they're chatty and they're a bit whiny. So let's draw another card just to see. Ooh, okay, we have new, secretive, self-destructive, and reckless. Okay, this person is definitely one of these things. Self-destructive and reckless. I think they're a bit reckless. They're the kind of person who, given the right circumstances, they could just blurt out anything and that could get them into big trouble, or do particular things without really thinking and cause a lot of trouble. Maybe that's why they don't hunt alone. Our middle sister has to take care of this person. Oh no. Let's roll gender for this person. Give them a pronoun. I will roll a d4. 1 male, 2 female, 3 non-binary, and 4 is roll again, or I get to choose. 1. Okay, this person is male. I wonder if they have a romantic relationship. No, I don't. That's not striking me, but we could ask the Oracle. That's not the event though. So we've established so far that this event has to do with the abduction of this best friend, who we've just established is a reckless, oppressed, superstitious fellow. So let's ask the Oracle, do the 3 sisters mount some kind of rescue mission or organize some kind of rescue mission for this best friend? I think probably +2. That is 7, and 6 is 13, so yes. Our event would be the 3 sisters organize a rescue mission for the best friend character. That's enough for an event, I think so. Although why they would do that, I don't know. That would be up to a scene to answer. And I'm gonna say that's light. That's that event done. So now it is my turn, and the last 2 turns of the round belong to me. Yes. So I think I will use my 2 remaining turns to answer some of the questions that have been posed in this round. We've got so many of them, you know, in particular this sister's murder, this stuff that's going on with the youngest sister in the future where she's trying to help these fae. So I'm gonna do a scene. And I think I want to do it with this murdering sister. Because here's the thing, she just like slit somebody's throat. There's no way that people aren't gonna notice, you know, this previously sick person has suddenly been murdered in their sleep. So my question, and I don't want to make it a yes or no question because that kind of defeats the point of having a scene. I get the feeling that nobody figures out that it was her, but what happens after this person has been murdered? You know, maybe there are consequences between these 2 rival clans. Like maybe the rival clan blames the sister's clan for this. Maybe they say, no, of course it wasn't us. Who would slit somebody's throat in the middle of the night? What are we, bloodthirsty murderers? So my question posed in this event is, what consequences do the sisters endure because this person has been murdered? And maybe the consequences aren't affecting them personally, maybe it's a clan issue. Yeah, I don't know if she ends up being implicated in this murder. What are the consequences? This is a scene, so it has to be specific. It has to be a specific cinematic event. For this, I will turn to the tarot cards for some inspiration. I think she gets found out. But do the other sisters know? That is also a good question. What are the consequences? We have the 6 of Bows, which is abundance. I don't tend to read the upside down. I don't think this tarot deck in particular has upside down meanings, but I mean, we can if we want. 6 of Bows is abundance. A time to reap the benefits of summer abundance and to accept the rewards and blessings that are a result of endurance. By patiently attending to what you have sown, the blessings of a new growth will be bountiful and rich. See, this is not what I would have expected, because what I'm getting from just that meaning is that maybe the rival clan didn't care about this person. Maybe they were cast out, you know, for being sick or for what have you. And unbeknownst to this eldest sister who committed murder, she's doing this rival clan a favor by, you know, getting rid of this annoying person who is a burden. And perhaps the clan feels that now that this rival clan member is dead, they don't have to take care of them anymore. It's really dark. Why did I have to make a dark world? So what consequences do the sisters endure? This kind of sounds like there are no consequences, which is an answer to the question. In fact, there is a growth. Okay, stick with me here. I think that this rival clan, upon realizing that this cast out sick person has been dealt with or has died, I think they see that as maybe a mercy, or maybe they look favorably upon this sister's clan for dealing with this situation, and relations between these 2 groups of people improve. Is that dark? Man, it's a little dark, isn't it? Well, I don't know if this eldest sister feels terribly about that at all, because in her mind, she has done right by the clan. Look what has resulted. We are brought together. So how is this as a scene? I think this is maybe a couple of days after the body has been discovered. I think maybe a representative of this rival clan comes to fetch the body and perform rites, or to see, oh, this person's been murdered. Oh gosh. And at first, probably this person is a bit like worried, oh, one of our clan members has been murdered. But then they realize, oh, it's this cast out person we don't really care about. And the scene is this rival investigator, healer, comes. The entire clan is kind of has met in maybe a gathering hall. And I think that the three sisters are in this hall. Everybody's bearing witness to this event. I think everybody in the sisters clan is on edge because, you know, an enemy is present. This representative from the rival clan comes in to the gathering hall and everyone is watching. And the representative says, we've determined this exile has been murdered, their throat slit from ear to ear, and everybody's kind of like, uh-oh. But, says the representative, we are willing to look past this incident they took from our stores. We even heard witness accounts of this person eating food that was rancid, diseased. And so we exiled them, and I see they must have came here in their sick state and imposed upon you. But whichever one of your clan members, and we are assuming that it is one of your people that has ended this person's life, I, as spokesperson for this rival clan, we are willing to overlook this incident. You have undoubtedly done us and this part of the forest a favor. I think they're kind of begrudgingly accepting that. You know, I think people are a little shocked that they're being kind of forgiving about this because that could easily incite more conflict. But maybe this rival clan is weaker. Maybe they don't really have a choice here. You know, if times are tough, we have people stealing food and being exiled for it, that's a sign of tough times. So I don't think they have a choice. I think they have to kind of overlook this. I don't think they can afford to get into all-out conflict with the sisters clan. As the representative and the leader of the sisters clan are hashing this out, the sisters are watching. And I think in particular, obviously the eldest sister is watching very closely. And she feels this swell of pride rise up in her. She has done the clan a favor. She has gotten rid of somebody who was a burden, and her reward for this behavior is that she doesn't have to face the consequences, at least for now, right? But does she feel guilty? I don't think she does. I don't think she does at all. Remember, she's bloodthirsty. I think she kind of enjoyed this. She took justice into her own hands, a kind of form of justice. I think the other two sisters, and oh, right, we've established the youngest sister is telepathic. She definitely knows. So in this moment, the eldest sister is like, yes, I have done the clan a service. I am a warrior. I'm so great. Look what I've done. Meanwhile, the youngest sister, she's just like, oh no, what have you done? And I think internally she realizes that it was her eldest sister who committed this act. I don't think that sits well with her. Now she has to carry this guilt that her sister is a murderer. She has to carry this and make a decision about whether to tell somebody. I don't know if she does, because again, this ultimately benefits her clan. Man, that's dark. I don't think the middle sister notices this at all. Whether they have conversations, but this is for another scene. Yikes. So what are the consequences the sisters face because of this? No immediate punishment or negative consequences. Is this light or dark? It's kind of light because the consequences are kind of no consequences for the sisters. And the two clans grow closer, so that's light, I say. I say, okay, we have one more turn left. It's still my turn. And I would like to do another scene, I think. I would like to answer another question. More questions keep being raised. That's just what happens when you are a storyteller, right? God, I have so many questions about this murder. I haven't named anybody in this round. One more turn before the round ends. I would like to do another scene. I would like it to be about the youngest sister and her situation where she's trying to help this group of fae get these prisoners released. But she's doing it secretly. She's meeting a group of fae under the castle in secret tunnels. So my question about this, is obviously why. My question is also who, and the who might answer the why. Why is the youngest sister so keen to help this kind of random group of fae? So we need to know a couple of things. Who is this group of fae that is so keen to release these prisoners? Are they political protesters? Are they family members of the people in prison? Who are the prisoners? Are they prisoners of war? Like, are they soldiers, or are they innocent citizens of the Fae archipelagos that have just been captured? I think that might play a role into why our youngest sister cares so much about this particular situation. Let's try and answer some of these questions before we say with certainty why she's so keen to do this. Let's figure out who the prisoners are first. Just drawn an agent card. Our 4 suggestions are a ghost, an avenger, a rival, a vigilante. Ooh, that's interesting. A vigilante, or maybe a group of vigilantes. Maybe during the war, they were trying to inflict their own kind of justice on this human capital, or maybe they were trying to rescue people. For any number of reasons, these vigilantes became imprisoned by the human king. A group of vigilantes. So how many prisoners do we have? Let's roll some dice. So I'm gonna roll a d4 here to see how many vigilantes got imprisoned. I don't think it's very many. Probably like 2. 2! That is what I rolled, a 2. 2 vigilantes have been imprisoned, and a different group wants to liberate them. Who would want to liberate vigilantes? Now, my instinctual answer is their families, right? The people who would care about them the most, who would care if their identities were learned by the human populace or by the Fae populace. I'm gonna go with that. The people that our youngest sister is trying to help here are the families of these 2 vigilantes. So why does she care about that? Well, it's so obvious, right? It's so obvious why she would care. One of these vigilantes saved her life, or if not her life, the life of her unborn baby. Remember, she's pregnant. Okay, so this is the scene, right? Why does she care so much? She's out on the streets of the capital. She's dealing with these Fae families after the war, but during the war, she's out on the streets of the town that becomes the capital. It's not quite very big yet. It's really more of a military fort at this point. It is the epicenter of the war. She's a wielder, so she's probably doing offensive magic. I think she's out doing some rounds. Out of nowhere, there's an attack on the fort. A whole regiment of Fae swoop down and they begin attacking people, and humans are rushing for their weapons. They're doing their best to respond to this attack. This is not very long before a ceasefire, because it would make sense that she's so pregnant. I think she's just beginning to show, and she's kind of caught in the crossfire, and before she can muster up the strength or the will to cast a spell, she's directly in the line of fire of a Fae soldier. And he's sort of flying at her, his sword drawn. He's ready to cut her down, when suddenly these 2 Fae vigilantes notice that this young pregnant woman is in direct line of this attacking Fae soldier. So just as the soldier lifts his sword and is about to cut her down. Fae vigilantes swoop in and they pick her up. One of the vigilantes is hurt. And maybe the blade catches them on the leg, does them a wound, and they whisk her away out of harm's way. They not only save her life, but the life of her unborn child. These sisters aren't particularly against the Fae. After all, they are, historically involved with meeting the Fae. Do these vigilantes know that? I don't know. But these vigilantes save her, and especially being, telepathic, she knows that they mean her no harm, that they are ultimately good people. And so in return for saving her life, the life of her child, and after they are captured and imprisoned, she agrees to help the families free the vigilantes. So then, that is our scene. Sometimes scenes are not what you think they're gonna be. Why is the youngest sister so keen to help free these prisoners? The answer is that the prisoners are vigilante who saved her life. Because I was just about to think, couldn't remember in my lore whether they get married after their war. No, because they helped negotiate the ceasefire with the king. So they're definitely married. It is most likely his baby. Or is it? Secret babies. I think this is Light. She gets rescued. She doesn't die. Light.
What's gonna happen next? We are almost done this round, so why don't you stick around and click here.